from Deqing. My name is Elmo. I'm joined in the commentary box by the one, the only Curly Barker. Curly Barker, thoughts on my Chinese so far?
Well, I was just about to say, for those nasty, horrible cynics out there that thought you'd recorded that or somehow flagged something off Google Translate, that was done live and real by Elmo, so round of applause to her. I have no idea what she says. If she promises me it was welcome to the 2024 World Championships of Canoe Polo in Deqing, China, I have to believe her. So do you. So, no test, here we go.
So this is the under-21 women's final. This is the big one. This is France in the white boats, blue buoyancy aids and white helmets. You can just see them on the screen here, taking on Spain. Under-21 women, white boats, white helmets and red buoyancy aids. A battle fought in white, blue and red today.
Yep, and just worth noting that the French were ranked as fourth last time on third last. So they're world champion, Spanish third last time. So both these teams already improved their ranking, but clearly once you get to a final, there's only one result you're looking for, and we have the French team here. Abelard, Corsin, Bonamy, Richard, Guillaumache, Jarowski, Melo
Irienne in number 7.
Sorry, a bit slow. Story of my life. And the Spanish under-21 women's team, Amela, Canosa, San Juan, Pudi, Nogueira, Cavente, Arosa, Barba.
Now, interestingly, these teams, they actually met each other yesterday, and that result of that game was 3-1 to France. That was absolutely fantastic. The French chasing game was truly world class. I would love to see a repeat performance from the French here in Deqing. They are off sprinting from the French. It is Richard taking on Calvente. No, excuse me, that is Nogueira. Ball turns over to the Spanish. The Spanish immediately set about. Absolutely putting a blinder in from Calvente. That was going top left corner.
Yeah, this is both coaches who want an early goal. It's the dream for a coach in a game like this. It relieves the pressure on everybody, not least of which the coaching staff. But French have weathered the first Spanish attack.
Oh.
And that gives them possession too. That's a goal line throw, so Spain are going to get a chance. Just a quick name check on the referees on the far side. First referee, Andy Fioros from New Zealand. On the side near us, that's Mark Thomas from Great Britain. Always doing a great job, both of them.
Spain already looking like they're pushing out. They're going man-to-man here on pitch 1. This is fascinating to see. I would have thought the French would be the first to pull out the 5-man press.
Yes, I'd agree with you there. The French normally the paddling side here, but Spanish keen to play them at their own game. It's great to see this in under-21s. You don't see it often. Tactics goes right back to the beginning of the sport. Great Britain ladies famously did it back in '96 to the Australians, but pressing right from the outset, very unusual.
But I bet it made for a great game of polo.
It's going to make a great game for us here today, that's for sure. Very impressed, and like you, a little surprised, but well, if we get 20 minutes of it, it's going to be pretty end-to-end stuff.
Ball turns over to the Spanish. Not only did they wipe 45 seconds off the French shot clock, but they have now taken possession. Spain, I think France just trying to decide whether they're actually going to stay up and chasing. I think they're thinking better of it and retreating back into their own half.
I'm with you. I think they were tempted to do it, which would have been great for us, but they've dropped back in.
Calvente, out to Amela. They're just pivoting round the back here. In goes Nogueira. Nogueira looking dangerous. Looks to the pass inside the zone. Pudi finds herself under fire, choosing to reset all the way back out to number 1, Amela. Calvente now with a monster. Deflected away by Jarozewski. Jarozewski on the rise.
And that's fallen very nicely for the French. That block that just dropped for them.
Bonamy has gone.
Yes, that's Bonamy all the way from the goal, round the outside. I can't say unmarked because she just made the space for herself. 1 minute she's goalkeeping and the next she's up scoring a goal. That's a captain's job if ever there was one.
Showing why she's in charge.
Yeah, but she was rallying the troops before I was about to make a point. She dropped back into goal when they didn't take that press option. She was calling for the troops and then suddenly they get one good block and they're away and she's the player free to score. Unbelievable contribution.
How will Spain answer this? Both Spain and France have huge support in the stands here on pitch 1. Now this is the double boyo attack that we've come to know and love from the Spanish. These wing players are going to move in and out like they're on rails. Meanwhile, their teammates in the zone are going to try and crack open that French zone like an egg. France looking happy to push out and really harangue that passing.
Amela bossing the point here like Carmona does for the senior women. Seems to take control of that, and it's a foul, and that's paid. As you said, Elmo, one of those wingmen puts it away.
Rosa brings us up to level pegging here on pitch one. Absolutely textbook Spanish doble boyo.
Absolutely, that was superb. That was as we would have expected. They do boss it from the point very much. And I haven't seen the under-21 Spanish this week, just the way my week's fallen, but do seem to copy the style of play of the seniors, as many countries do.
Now, I think this is interesting because I genuinely think if these teams hadn't already met each other and the Spanish hadn't lost, you wouldn't be seeing this big switch up of tactics from Spain. I think this is a direct reflection of the fact that they lost to the French earlier, or yesterday, in fact. So they've said, right, we're going to try something completely different and something that I'm fairly sure...
That was a bit unlucky there, because as the Spanish player Calvente put a blade in, the French girl just managed to get a hand in there and draw a foul. Otherwise, that would have been a Spanish goal, no doubt about it. Beautiful bit of clever trick, not trickery is not fair, but getting the hand in the way, drew the foul.
Sometimes you've got to risk your fingers if you want to win the prize, Curly.
That was pretty much what that was. Oh, and now look at this.
Bonamy once again away on her own, cool, calm and collected.
Yep, 2 for the captain, 2 for the team. She won't want them for herself, but blimey, if that gets him a gold medal, she'll be proud tonight.
Right place, right time for Captain Anaïs Bonamy.
Very few people can play in goal and then break up the pitch and be the front man. That's a lot of ground to cover for 20 minutes. She's done it twice already. Seen 1 or 2 players over the decades do that, but not many.
Spain now coming from behind once again. They've closed this once before. Are we going to see them go 2 for 2? France looking to push out.
And Spain set up exactly as they were before. No different, same players, same shape. And they're looking for a pass, but this time it's gone wrong.
Constant takes control.
Some lovely graphics, close-ups of the players. Great to see them. See the effort that's going into it.
And that's a warning for Spanish number 4, Pudi.
Yeah, first deliberate foul. That's the system these days. Clearly signal for us, for the crowd, and hopefully the coaches, if the player don't see, to pass it on to them. They do have to be careful now. That's a great win.
Go on, Calvente, sink it off the bar. Lovely little bit of defensive work there, and the 5-man press once again paying dividends for the Spanish.
I can see why they've picked this. They're making this stick really well. I mean, that's over 5 minutes now. They haven't shifted. They haven't thought about dropping to goal. They're backing themselves to do this, and all credit to them. It's working pretty well. I know they're down, but the French normally regarded as the top paddling side pretty much across Polo, but here they're being matched and more by the Spanish.
Bonamy finding herself absolutely mullered by Pudi. Pudi hammering her. Long ball up. This is how the 5-man press normally works. You try and get a long ball up to a player acting as an anchor.
Again, away again. I don't think she's quite as clear this time. She's under pressure, but she has still broken it forwards. Is there a pass option? She could do with another version of herself there to back her up.
Corsan just pivoting away, presenting her back to an opponent, just so that if you are hand tackled, you're pushed away from your opponent. Very, very nice. Corsan needs to come around the back and provide some cover here.
Shot clock now. Shot clock's down to 8. The French are going to get caught here. This is going to pay for Spain, because I don't think they can get anything that the shot clock team will consider a shot away.
They just need to launch this away just to get some time, if nothing else, and get some distance.
I'm surprised they've reset that as a shot. It fell well short, and I don't think anyone could honestly think she thought that might be a goal. I mean, it's turned over to the Spanish, but I think that was a generous reset there.
French more than happy to sit back and let the Spaniards come to them. They're a goal ahead. They seem quite comfortable, and we have seen very, very good goalkeeping from both sides. Anaïs Bonamy in particular has been spectacular throughout this competition.
Well, and we've praised the Spanish press, and rightly so, but so far this French defence with the 3-1 with Bonamy backing it up, it has been pretty much faultless itself, so why wouldn't they do that? They've got the lead, they've won yesterday, and they're going to stick to what they think will win them the game. But the Spanish, as you say, they lost yesterday, they're rolling the dice here, all credit to them, changed their tactics for the chance, and I think they've got a very decent chance here.
7 seconds left on the shot clock. We're going to see a Hail Mary from Nogueira, but shut down by Bonamy once again.
Well, and at this stage in the game, the French will be happy with that. They're not in any kind of hurry, so if the shot clock becomes their friend and they get a possession like that, they won't mind. They'll keep doing that.
Guillaume pivots away, manages to find Abelard. Abelard takes it to herself, needs to find a long ball up, manages to get the ball away to Richard. Richard teeing up with Nogueira and just not giving it any purchase. The long ball needs to go in front.
The overlap there dealt with by the Spanish. That could have been dangerous. They had to commit to the faster paddler coming round the outside, and they did, and then swap players. Very nice, very clever. The technical ability and the tactical ability of under-21s teams has just come on so much in the last decade.
And you can very much see why both of these teams are in the final here. This needs to be a pass inside the zone, but it's not safe. Abelard looks dangerous. Richard.
The French crowd and me holding their breath there. I thought the French would trigger something. I'm still a bit surprised that they didn't. But discipline, I think. Back to the captain. She can hear her barking orders. Smile on her face. This is where she wants to be, I think. In a final, ahead, bossing her team around. Captain's dream.
Oh, now this is interesting. The Spaniards on the rise. Long ball over to Calvente.
And plenty of time. 45 on the shot, 45 on the game. Who's just going to drop it? Does she know the player's out to her left?
She does.
Oh!
That's so unfortunate.
That was really a goal on
Pudi.
a plate.
Oh my goodness, you can see just her head going back. You can see she is absolutely mortified.
And they'd do a training drill for fast breaks, and that would work every single time. And then suddenly in a game it just goes a tiny bit wayward. I think she was expecting the pass to be absolutely perfect, and when it wasn't, she wasn't quite ready to deal with it. What a shame.
12 seconds left of this half. Shot clock, of course, now game clock. Calvente looking dangerous.
Yes.
Huge cheer from Bonamy. She knows she's done well there. That was a monster from Calvente.
That's a pressure save for a goalkeeper. Obviously, you know it's coming. The half-time whistle is coming, and it comes charging down at you. It's a save you would make easily, but the pressure is what makes a difference. It's massive. And unbelievable, really. So anyway, we discussed the options for what we might see in this game. We've got some nice close-ups here of some of the highlight reel, but in all the conversations about what we had, I never thought we would have 10 minutes of 5-out press from the Spanish. That wasn't even on the radar.
In a month of Sundays, I wouldn't have come up with that, Curly.
No, we like it when the coaches are brave. We've got the replays now, but if you want to name-check the teams, or I'll keep an eye on it.
I was actually thinking we'd have a word from our sponsors.
Very wise.
Big thank you, of course, to our sponsors, the International Canoe Federation, the Chinese Canoe Association. We are, of course, being hosted in the wonderful Huzhou city in Deqing County. Thank you very much. Our global sponsors, Yupin Sports, the Guokong Group, Latour Sports and Kailas. Thank you all so much for ensuring that this event runs smoothly. Now, a little bit about the teams. Interestingly, the French under-21 women haven't won an official Worlds since 2010. They've been much more consistent at the European Championships. Plenty of medals, but again, no golds since 2009. So do we think this year might be the year? Now, I say official World Championships. Why have I made that distinction, Curly?
Well, the first under-21 World Championships was in 2002, which, as I'm sure everyone will remember, was in Essen, in Germany. And then post that, the under-21 women's category struggled really to get going, and there wasn't another valid under-21s category until 2012 or 2010. And that was because you have to have 6 teams to make the event chorate. So the French, the Germans and the British supported the event through that decade, tried to get it chorate, and there were competitions held, but they could not be defined as world championships. The under-21 men carried on from 2002, but the under-21 women not so. So, France 2, Spain 1.
Just a little bit about the Spanish as well. This is already their best result ever for the under-21 women's category. They've been, I think it's fair to say, hit and miss. They've only got one medal to their name, which is bronze in Saint-Omer. Now, was that bronze a promise of better times to come? We will find out over the next 10 minutes, I'm sure.
Yep, and this Spanish under-21 women's side, I'm sure, would like to emulate the achievements of their under-21 men's side, winning Spain's first ever gold medal in 2004 in Miyoshi.
The Spanish supporters, you can just hear them coming through on the ambient sound. They've got every instrument under the sun, and they are having the time of their lives.
Worth mentioning, when we talk about teams coming new, we'll get this underway, we'll fill that later, but that's a good win for France.
Abelard just beating Rosa to the post there.
And in this half, not winning the sprint, the Spanish have dropped back to a goalkeeping position, changing it again. At the minute we think we know what they're going to do, they change it.
Nothing like a curveball in a final, Curly.
Yep. Fair play to the coaching staff. I'm surprised they've changed it. I thought that was working for them, the press, but who knows if we're going to see it again.
Looking like we're going to be treated to some polo that is very classically French. Looking like we're going to go for a four-man star here.
Absolutely.
Abelard stopped at the border by Arosa.
And again, it's a very high line from the Spanish, and they're holding it well at the moment. Obviously, they're not under an enormous amount of pressure, but very much out on the 6 metre line.
Shot clock shots off the top bar. I think Amela just getting up on his
I think it's just been a hint on it.
Corsan to take, but she is going to be under fire from Calvente. Meanwhile, Rosa hassles the nearest pass.
This is a chasing four. They've pressed out with four here. They really are ringing in the different tactics. Great for us to see, great for us to show. Unfortunately, that's left too much space.
Abelard with just far too much real estate in the Spanish zone. I would really like to see Spain pick up that five-man press again, because as you were saying, it was working so well for them.
It was, and when they chased with four and a goalkeeper, it just left too much space, and Abelard's exploited it. You're just in with all the time in the world, and most good attackers can score a one-on-one.
It seems like something of a lapse of judgment. If you're going out for the four-man press, you've got to commit. You can't leave a player free.
You can't leave a player inside, no.
Calvente pivoting around Amela. Amela, that wayward pass not doing Spain any favours. Amela under fire from Corsan. Corsan driving her off the pitch. Rosa just pivoting away. Calvente with room to manoeuvre manages to find captain Amela. Goalkeeper Amela.
The personal skill set of these players now, just as we've seen in the last 15-20 seconds, been quite amazing. As I say, a huge step up in under-21 women's, particularly in the last decade. You're seeing it right here, right now.
Wayward passing again, just letting both sides down, quite frankly. I think the nerves of the final potentially getting to this team.
It's funny how it happens. Both teams rock solid, then one player on one team makes a mistake. It seems to follow with one from another. Never understood it. Happens at all levels. They'll set the French settling this now, just settling in the nerves down. They've got a nice lead. They really need to keep control of this game and not get drawn into a scrap. That's for the Spanish to instigate a messy, untidy game with their five-out press and try and turn over some possession.
I think they're calling that back out to tackling outside the 6 metre. Ooh, now this is devastating for the Spanish.
No.
That's number 8, I believe.
I thought it was 7 and then I thought it was 8. So
definitely 8.
It's 8. That's 8.
Rosa in the sin bin for 2 minutes. This is exactly not what Spain need at this current point in time. They definitely won't be able to press out now.
No, this is going to hurt them very, very badly. Whether they have to play 2 minutes with 4, which will sap energy, or whether they have to almost not concede a fourth goal, but allow the French to get a fourth goal and go 3 behind. Either way, very, very unwelcome news for the Spanish.
I mean, that would, if they played the full penalty box, that would leave them with only 5 minutes to make up a 2-goal deficit.
Exactly. I'm a bit surprised the French are playing this around. I know why they do, and it's tempting, but you have to either score that other goal or make the other team work. You can't just let them sit there. Right, and that puts the goal on. And now suddenly the mountain that has to be climbed by Spain looks very steep, very high. 3 goals.
And an eruption in the stands to our left. Big calls of Allez les Bleus.
And it will be. As a coach, as a crowd, you start to think, yes, we've got this. You can't relax properly, but suddenly a 3-goal lead feels so much more comfortable. And the Spanish have got to find something now. They have to get something together relatively quickly, because if they can get 1 now, they've plenty of time. But as the French scrub more time off the clock, that clock just becomes an enemy of the Spanish.
The Spanish, they're playing it around, they're using their shot clock, but they don't really have much time to be faffing about here.
No, I think probably it's as much about just settling the nerves, just get into the group, because at some point they're going to have to hit this with everything they've got.
Paddle foul gives a welcome reset of the shot clock. Oh, that's not clean.
No, it's not, and she's under huge pressure to pick the ball up.
Rosa, long lob over. I think Spain have gotten away with not looking up to find a boat sat on their heads.
Well, that's right, and the French chasing pair have got their dander up. They don't have to play that way, but they're actually doing it because they want to, and that was massive. I mean, there was a save there that put it onto the bar, and that is priceless at this point. Absolutely priceless.
The French fans, I don't know if you can hear them just on the background, they are singing their hearts out for their team. In goes Nogueira. Pivots around Amela. Amela looking dangerous, wants it. Huge cheer. And that's doing to see Anaïs Bonamy doing what captains do and encouraging her team to keep their heads.
I was about to make that point. She was absolutely encouraging. Because these corners, the shot clock resets for the Spanish don't mean a thing to the French. They can sit there defending corners, putting it out. They don't have to win or do anything. And the more time this goes on for, the more the French will know, particularly Bonamy. The further the clock goes down, the easier this gets to bring it home. And here they are now, get the ball back. Obviously, we've got a Spanish press. I mean, obviously, at any point in a final, this is what's going to happen. But the Spanish had started it so early. And here they are. Can France match it now? Suddenly, they've got so much confidence. It makes this sort of game so much easier.
Lovely ball over the top to Abelard, but a fantastic effort by Nogueira, just putting her boat in between Abelard and the ball. A beautiful defensive work. This is exactly what Spain need in order to stand any chance of coming back here in the final.
They've got to nick everything. I mean, the shot clock, the game clock is working so hard against them now. They really need to get something pretty much now to have any chance. And Bonamy knows that. That save is crucial.
Screamer from the left wing by Rosa, just sailing over the bar. And Bonamy, as you said, to keep her head when the pressure's on.
It's a confidence is the wrong word. You just feel it's all going your way. You sat in the goal, and I can save anything here because it doesn't matter if I let one in. The pressure's not on you, even though you're in a final.
You've got that comfortable cushion.
Yeah, and that just makes it easy's the wrong word again, but you just can do it. And the fact she's conceded the corner there, or conceded a foul, 5 seconds, sorry, get my words out properly, but she's had to give away 5 seconds. It doesn't really matter. And as long as the Spanish don't score, nothing really matters. And that's how you start to feel.
Nogueira all the way out, once again pivoting around Amela. Rosa. They're just going to move backwards and forwards. Now we've seen this pay dividends for the Spanish before. Bonamy is all over it.
I think that the Spanish are going to have to compress everything in to have any chance here. And they're probably just about running out of time already. They're sitting quite deep, and they're playing a game that served them so well, that's got them to the final. I understand this is what they need to do. They need to commit forwards hard.
That's the one.
Yep.
Beautiful. Pudi just giving Bonami something to think about.
It's like everything. That ball that could so easily have gone through the hands just doesn't. When the rub of the green's going for you, it just doesn't. Everything comes together. The French are going to get off from this, and I think they're going to have won a gold medal, and they're going to say, we couldn't have played that any better.
I would be inclined to agree, Curly.
The Spanish threw a lot at us, but we did this right, we did that right, you know, and they have executed. Very few handling errors, very few mistakes. Individually and as a team, they've played this very, very well, and they look so comfortable now. I don't think that she needed that, but fair enough.
If nothing else, it puts the ball out of the reach of the Spanish for just a little bit longer.
And as I say, you get this attitude where it doesn't matter what we do as long as Spain don't score. Hard now, 1 minute to go. The Spanish know they can't score 3 in a minute. The French know they can't. Spanish crowd's gone a bit quiet. But they're going to finish this with some style, Spain. And the tactics they played in the first half were fantastic. I thought they could have stuck with that, but they changed it at half-time.
The Spanish need to make some moves here. Amela decides to have a go herself. It sails off, and I think that's just the knowledge of that 3-goal deficit not doing Spain any favours.
Yeah, I mean, France have played so well, it's hard to explain, but the Spanish have played well here, and the tactic they played in the first half could so easily have won them a gold medal.
Bonemi almost disappearing again.
And they're still cutting the ball away, still putting the work in. That's what you have to do in a final.
Do you know what behaviour that is? That is gold medal behaviour.
That's superb. That's nice to see. Round of applause for that, because that's hard to keep that ticking over.
Nogueira.
Look at that. The replay. That is a superb take and finish. Be proud of that, but it won't be worth a lot to Nogueira.
Spanish meeting them 5 on the line. Shot clock is, of course, now game clock. 7 seconds left to go. They're just going to pass this amongst themselves now, or even just hold it and concede the foul. Beautiful. Huge cheer for the French, and fair play to them. As you said, that is first-class canoe polo we've seen
French
here on
crowd
pitch 1.
Supporters diving in the water. They'll get in a little bit of bother from the administrators. We're very tight for time here. Keen to get the under-21 men's competition underway in the next 10 minutes or so. ICF admin completely aware that teams want to do this and open-minded to it, but it does put a delay into proceedings. They'll be rushed off the pitch in due course, but everybody likes to see a team celebrating. I hope the Spanish will feel they could celebrate a silver medal. As you say, the highest place they've ever come, and it is a massive achievement for them, but we all know it's hugely disappointing to lose a final. My sympathy goes to the Spanish. They're all great girls and they put on a fantastic performance, but picked today in that game by the French, no doubt about it. Worthy winners.
I mean, the French, as you say, they put the work in, they put the time in, they deserve this, and at the end of the day, they just played better. The best team won.
It was a faultless performance from them, and I hope they will feel that, and I hope the Spanish will feel the achievement of a silver medal was quite phenomenal. They put on a great show, both the teams. This is great to see, but it will be driving admin mad.
Right then, fellas, wrap it up. Yep, gold medals, all very pleased for you. 14-year gold medal drought for the France.
Yeah. I've been coming to these events and going to team leaders meetings and meetings where they say don't go in the water after a final, and everybody nods and goes, yes, we understand. And then a team wins a gold medal and all that protocol goes out the window.
What are the ICF are going to do? Go in after them? I don't think so.
Oh, now there you see. There's something I'd like to commentate.
ICF wild water swimming, live from Deqing. Right, we are going to be getting the under-21 men's final underway here shortly. That is due to start at 4:45 p.m. local time. I believe we're going to be leaving you in the very capable hands of David and Bene. My name is Elmo. It's been a pleasure being here with you today.
Yeah, I've been Curly Barker. Thank you very much. That was a pleasure. It was a great game. For those of you who remember the early under-21s clashes that were struggled along, the skill sets were low. Sorry, but this was on a top level.